Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk Show with Waylon Lewis, yours truly, and I'm joined by my right-hand man, Redford Lewis. His middle name is Scotch, ladies. That was his given name when I adopted him. So I'm here to talk about how to deal with stress. So the new agey yoga spiritual world loves to think it knows how to deal with stress, even though they're probably the craziest people in America. What they would advise is that if you're stressed out, you need to push away the stress or suppress the stress, pretend it's not there, visualize happiness, visualize butterflies making out on top of rainbows. And that's, even though I'm kind of making a joke, is really not healthy, and it actually contributes to further stress. So here's a more Buddhist attitude. The thesis is stress is actually good for you. Here's a quote we mostly all agree with that's not Buddhist, that kind of underlines that notion. Life is 10% what happens and 90% how we react to what happens. So we all get stressed, right? We're all busy, we're all under pressure financially, in relationships, whatever is going on. You get a flat on your bike or your car. You haven't had a walk in hours. It's major stress for Redford right now. So stress can be bad for us if we allow those things to overwhelm us. Stress can be good for us, actually. Kind of like, working out. Stress is good for your muscles. It builds bigger muscles, as you can tell from my biceps. I'm incredibly stressed out, clearly. So what was I talking about? I'm clearly not stressed out at all right now. We're in Boulder, Colorado. I've just been smoking and drinking all morning. So the Buddhist way to deal with it would be to find balance within your life. So if you're stressed out a lot, make sure you're enjoying your commute. I like to bicycle. I get fresh air and sunshine. My mind relaxes in between places that I'm going for meetings. If you can't bike, taking time to exercise or taking time to sit down and enjoy your meal and be present with your meal, or enjoy your beer or whatever you're drinking, coffee, just be present. Take time to be present with things. When you're at a stoplight, don't fill the gap by texting. Just take time to look at what you might think is boring, but actually there's clouds in the sky, or there's people in cars, la la la. There's a lot to look at. Those little moments of gap relax the mind immensely, relax the heart. And sometimes you can't find balance in your life. Sometimes you have those days that are just nonstop and super overwhelming. In that case, sometimes you don't have time to go work out or exercise or take care of yourself, take a hot bath with Epsom salts. We have long lists on Elephant that'll be below in this blog on elephantjournal.com about how you can relate to burnout. But if you don't have time to do those things, the Buddhist notion of Maitri, which is simply just having a sense of tenderness or gentleness or empathy for your own heart, for your own self, is very simple. And there's a formal way to practice that is called Tonglen meditation. Pema Chodron, wonderful Buddhist teacher, talks about how to practice that. That'll also be in the blog on Elephant. Tonglen is simply a breathing practice where we reverse the flow of how ego wants to deal with stress. Ego wants to push away stress and cling to happiness, which actually makes you more stressed out, makes you feel more claustrophobic. If you practice Tonglen, you actually accept stress, you accept anger, you accept speediness into your life, and you give out with a sense of generosity, relaxation, kindness. And what you find is that your heart has an infinite space within it for compassion for yourself and others. And ironically, by accepting the stress, you relax with it. There's also, from a scientific point of view, we'll put the TED Talk below, Stress is Good for You. This is all backed up. If you actually regard stress not as a bad thing, but as a workable thing, we get far less stressed out by stress. So don't get stressed out by stress. As FDR said, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Same thing goes for stress. The thing that stresses us out most is the notion that stress is stressful. So relax with stress. the number one recommendation in the West for how to deal with stress is wrong. We don't need to go on vacation, sit on a beach, and have little umbrella drinks. We actually can deal with stress in the moment in our daily lives within the context of us being parents or business people, or college students or whatever. I think that's it. So if you read a blog on elephant that says stress is bad for you, put a nasty comment on it and link this video to it. And thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I'm out of it, but I just did an interview about beer this morning, which will also link below. So I'm pretty unstressed. Thank you so much. Waylon Lewis.